Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 21st to the 27th of February 2022. There's a few things going on at once this week, and we start the week with Mars and Venus meeting in Capricorn. So they've been close for a while, and there's a couple of layers to this because we have what's called a conjunction meeting in Capricorn now, and then by about the 3rd or 4th of March they'll also meet with Pluto, which is a big date, and by the 7th of March they'll both move into Aquarius, leaving just Pluto in Capricorn. So we've got a bit of a story and a timeline here. So naturally, no matter what sign they're in, Mars and Venus are the masculine and the feminine in their earthbound expression, and there's always a sense of balancing of the masculine and feminine, the head and the heart at this time. But because we've gone through 2 years of heavy Capricorn energy, necessary but challenging, then we're really having the courage of our convictions with this unity to be the authority of our head-heart balance and make sure we're coming from deep within to claim our sovereignty and put our energy into something of real value. So for now we're looking at those aspects, that element of balance, but by the beginning of March we'll be having a breakthrough point as they both meet with Pluto before moving on into Aquarius. So we'll feel something building up. We'll definitely see what needs to be let go of in order that we can be authentic, most probably where we've given our power away to others, and if there's been an imbalance of justice or external disempowerment that we break free from the first week of March. So for now, let's just anchor in what is authentic, what is integral, get that balance right, know who we are and where we're coming from, reclaim our power and stand firm and strong, as that will really set us in good stead for the coming year. On another level, we have Jupiter making a sextile to Uranus. That's a harmonic angle, Jupiter and Uranus. So Jupiter is our majesty on one level and our sovereignty, and Uranus is currently teaching unconditional love and soul-centered living in the sign of Taurus. So those two work really well with the Mars-Venus combination. It's as if we're literally having a masterclass in how to come back to our true self, center, radiate, amplify and manifest, having let go of all the false personality, the victim stories, the wrong perception and centuries of disempowering programs. Now, Jupiter will move on and meet with Neptune, which is a wonderful aspect. That happens in early to mid-April. So we've got the sense of beginning a journey now, having stripped away what's not us, which I was talking a lot about last year, and now focusing on the daily activities, the daily attention, daily tasks at hand. But a couple of dates coming in for March and April where it feels like we step up to the next level, reap the rewards and break through barriers. And the other thing that's happening this week is we're coming to the end of the Mercury retrograde. So since the very end of December we've had a Mercury retrograding back from Aquarius into Capricorn, back into Aquarius again. And this week we pass over that Aquarius point and we're free of the second shadow phase, so completely free of that storyline. It's been a very strange one. Time seems to have gone quickly on one hand, and yet with this Mercury retrograde very slowly on the other. Because this year we're almost breaking free of the wheel of time, claiming our freedom on many levels. But if you monitor these things, do have a look back to the end of December and the dates that we've already discussed in previous videos to see the bigger picture of what this Mercury retrograde has brought for you and started off the energy of the year with. So Mercury is our processing mind in Aquarius, with the quantum fields, so we can even look at our perception of time, our perception of reality, the really big questions in life. We may look back and see that we've shifted a lot, challenged our views, done the research, received wisdom, and changed exponentially as a result. But it's not too late to go back and capture that energy, especially seeing as time doesn't exist. So just consider your retrograde journey, what's been happening mentally, perceptually, consciously through this big one, as I can see that all of these aspects are lining us up for a different way of living and a very powerful year. And these first 3 months seem a bit like being in nursery school, where we're given the raw ingredients, the basic lessons, and there'll be some bigger expressions of the planets as we go into the summer. Another interesting thing that's happening this week, on Tuesday, the 22nd, we have 222222 as a date on a Tuesday. Pluto makes a return for the USA, so each country has its own chart, and if we take the chart of the USA as the 4th of July 1776, then Pluto is returning to the place that it was in that chart. That's 246 years ago. And this is quite a big deal. Many of you will already be tuned into Pluto energy now, given the couple of years that we've had. The necessary burning away of the old, the alchemical transformation, can be a challenging process but hugely rewarding. But if we apply that to a whole country, then we can see there's going to be some very big and eventually positive things coming along for the United States. And there are many positive stories if you know where to find them. So Pluto return for the USA, you're going to see something fundamentally break down that needs to go. It would have been terrible if it had carried on. Could be corruption, could be limitation, could just be that it served its purpose. And then from the ashes, something new and magnificent rising up. And we're dealing with a timeline of thousands of years here, because although the Pluto return is 246 years, how we got to this point has taken thousands of years. So a really revolutionary year in many, many respects, but it comes from the inside. You're the master. Can you balance the head and heart with Mars and Venus? Can you stay present with Mercury and Aquarius? Can you claim your sovereignty and unconditional love with Jupiter and Uranus? All these working together this week are quietly powerful. And the more change that we make inside, the more we see positive changes that we're contributing to on the outside. So as we enter these very, very Aquarian times, it's really worth getting used to looking through the eyes of Aquarius, feeling the quantum vibrations, challenging the old ways, and having a vision for the future. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available one-to-one online. If you'd like to email me, zoehind7@gmail.com. Post these videos on my YouTube channel, Zoeastro, and links on my Facebook at Astrozo, on Instagram at zoehind7. So make some space this week. Lots being worked on in the background. Lots that we can actually harness the energy, as astrology does work, even if we're not paying attention, but it works a lot more strongly if we do join in and focus our attention, because it really does feel like we're being prepared very gently, steadily, daily for some completely different and much anticipated new energies to come flooding through. So wishing you a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week.